Hey, welcome back to another Commercial Trucking Chronicles. I'm your boy Swizzy. Appreciate you guys for coming back, looking at the video. I want to talk to you about payroll. I got a clip that I want to show you guys really quick. So when we talk about payroll, we talk about settlements, you drivers that are owner operators. Of course, in order to get paid, sometimes you might need to get a cash advance to do the run. And a cash advance is just that, an advance on the cash, of course. That will probably eat up a little bit of the money on the back end, because there's sometimes a fee that you pay for that. Might be through a comp data check fee or whatever, but the fees are there. So when we start talking about faster payments, when it comes to payroll, so you don't have to necessarily wait until you have actually completed the run. Yes, you can, do cash advance. But this is something else we're going to talk about. We're looking into. We're talking about instant payments for the services rendered. Now, a lot of guys are paid hourly, so if you render 1 hour's worth of work, then you can instantly be paid for that 1 hour's worth of work without having to wait till the end of the week and tally up 40 hours. Sounds good? Hit the like button. Also, miles. If it's a 2,000-mile trip, $2 a mile, you're looking at $4,000. Say you've already driven 100 miles, you want to get, $600 or whatever, right? Or if it's $2, say you want $200, because it's $20 or $2 a mile, and you've driven 100 miles. So you say, you want to get that $2 a mile for those 200 miles. You can, the payments are broken down however you want them, because it'll be it'll be instant once it's requested. So once you've done some miles, you can request to get paid for those miles, even if it's probably 10 miles, 20 miles. Now, a lot of these trucking companies, they haven't started offering this yet to any of the drivers that I'm aware of. But this is an option that they have through their ADP payroll system. So let me play a clip, because payroll is beginning to evolve, and yeah, let's let this guy tell it.
What started as Zebec Protocol is now transformed into Zebec Network, a next-generation infrastructure designed to power real-world transactions across Web3. But here's the real question. Is this the missing piece that finally brings crypto into everyday life? Think about how we get paid today. Bi-weekly paychecks, slow transfers, waiting days for money to clear. It's outdated. But what if your paycheck flowed to you in real time, second by second? That's what Zebec is building. A system where money moves as fast as information, like a river, instead of a trickle. And they're not doing this alone. Backed by giants like Coinbase, Circle, and Solana Ventures, Zebec is integrating blockchain payments into businesses worldwide. Already, 50,000 users and 250 companies are using it for payroll.
So it's already being used. This system is already being used. The Zebec system is, like I said, it's offered through you. It's offered to you through Visa, the Visa card. Now, this current administration, they just passed a bill called, it's called the Stablecoin Bill, or the Genius Act. Went from the Senate to the House, so I guess it passed, and now they're trying to push it forward. So we're waiting for the regulations to turn these bills into law, so that they can go into effect on the books, and then they can usher the those payment arrangement. They can usher that in, and then vastly people can opt into it, which they'll start using that cryptocurrency to make those payroll payments, because everybody uses ADP. Everybody uses ADP with payroll. So no longer do you have to wait for settlements, get cash advance. You know, these fees is like a direct deposit, but then again, it's using the crypto, and I'm sure they're gonna have the stable coins, which is the USDT, which is pegged $1 to $1. That when you cash out your $20 for every or your $2 a mile, $2 a mile. All right, pay me because I did 100 miles. Pay me in Zebek. I cash it out to a stable coin, and I don't know if there's going to be those fees. It's said to be so much cheaper when you do the transition from, say, Zebek to a stable coin, which is pegged to $1. And they're trying to save the US dollar. That's why they want to use stable coins. They want to introduce USDC, which is a form of, United States dollar or that currency, 1-to-1. And I think this is going to really, really change, people's lives where they won't have to live paycheck to paycheck. If they're living hour to hour, if you're working and, you do. It's 24 hours in a day, so if you're living 8 hours to 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I went in for 8 hours, let me get my 8 hours paid, and then you broke, and then I gotta go and do another 8 hours. Hopefully, I get a 14-hour shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be living either 18 or 8 hours to 8 hours or 14 hours, for however many hours to hours you're gonna be. So you're living hours to hours rather than week to week. That kind of like brings it all down to where, hey, man. I don't know, man. People are running through their money now, so think they'll be running through. Hey, I get paid tomorrow. Hey, I get paid for 5 minutes. I got you. But this is what's happening. And I know for people that are strapped for cash that have bi-weekly paychecks, that's awful lot of hours are accumulated. Then there's all the taxes that comes out. Man, you know what? Give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Like it would help. It would help because people wind up getting late fees. And somebody's rent is late. It's past the due date. They file a court fee. Now you got a court fee, all because you're waiting on your check. So a lot of employers, they already know that some people's pay periods are not in alignment with a lot of their responsibilities to debtors. So speeding up the payment process, it helps everybody. It'll keep from having to rack up a bunch of late charges, like, because these people, once you're late, like, they're considering that late fee, and it's never going away. So, maybe they make money because you're late, which of course they're making more money than you owe them when they add the late fee. Which never goes away, but then they don't have to chase you for more because now they're, what happens? You don't pay the initial, and then you got a late fee and you don't pay that. Now, well, they're just out, and they could be leveraging that debt somewhere else because they plan to collect and then turn and use that money somewhere. So, the system is broken because it sets people up to fail. I think this is going to help people, kind of get back on track or stay on track, hopefully, with their earnings and their hourly wages, and instead of having to always wait for some bank or some hour, you got to hit a certain amount of hours before we can pay you. That's just how it is, or it's not feasible for them to even submit the payment for processing, because processing payments cost way more. Making a penny costs 3 times what it costs. So cutting a lot of this stuff out is going to speed things up and save money. Tell me what you think about that, driver. Wouldn't it be nice to know that at that truck stop ahead, you'll be able to cash in on those miles once because AI will be tracking and doing it's all together. And once they know that you've done X amount of miles, man, you can go on in there and get you something to eat if you otherwise didn't have any money. With the company card that the companies give you, because a lot of time they give you the comp data cards when you come there and you ain't got a paycheck, a bank account, so they got to pay you, right? Well, they're offering that through their ADP service, their payroll service. And it would be nice to know, hey, I'm getting me a daggone steak tonight. Huh? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping back in to check out the video. It's your boy Swizzy. Peace. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Support the channel. And we'll see you in the next one. Y'all enjoy.